Hello, amazing friends. Welcome to another wonderful Bible story adventure. Today, we'll hear about a super brave leader, Moses, and an incredible miracle showing God's power. Get ready for the story of Moses parts the Red Sea. Once upon a time, God's people, the Israelites, were finally free from slavery in Egypt. Moses, their leader, guided them out. But Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, quickly changed his mind. "I made a mistake," he cried. "My workers are gone." So, Pharaoh gathered his mighty army, with thousands of chariots and horsemen, and chased after the Israelites. The Israelites marched on, but soon they saw something terrifying. Behind them, Pharaoh's army was getting closer, and in front of them, a huge, deep body of water called the Red Sea. They were trapped. The people were so scared. They cried out to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die? It would have been better to stay slaves in Egypt." But Moses, full of faith, told them, "Don't be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Then, God spoke to Moses, telling him, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide the waters so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground." And that's exactly what Moses did. He stretched out his hand over the Red Sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. Imagine that, a giant pathway right through the middle of the ocean. Pharaoh's army, still determined to catch them, followed them right into the middle of the sea. But as the Israelites reached the other side, God told Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the waters may flow back over the Egyptians and their chariots and horsemen." Moses stretched out his hand, and at daybreak, the sea went back to its place. The waters rushed back and covered the chariots and horsemen, the entire army of Pharaoh, that had followed the Israelites into the sea. Not one of them survived. The Israelites watched from the shore as God saved them from their enemies. They were so happy and sang songs of praise to God. What an amazing story, right? This story teaches us so many important lessons. First, it shows us that God is always with us, even when we feel scared or trapped. Just like the Israelites, we might face big problems that seem impossible, but with God, nothing is impossible. Second, it teaches us about faith and obedience. Moses trusted God completely, and because of his obedience, God performed a mighty miracle. When we trust God and listen to His word, He will guide us through our challenges. And finally, it reminds us that God is powerful and loving. He cares for us and will always make a way for us, even when there seems to be no way. So, remember, dear friends, whenever you face a challenge, have faith, be brave, and trust in God's amazing power. He loves you and will always be there to help you. See you next time for another incredible Bible story. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.